Today, Devon Archer went before closed-door hearings in front of Congress to talk about what he knows about the inner workings of the Hunter Biden empire. Let's talk about it. Hello, everyone. This is Keith, and welcome to the Ghetto Sapien channel, your home of inner city intelligence. So, Representative Daniel Goldman, he's the one he represented the Democrat Party. They wouldn't send anyone else. They just wanted to send one guy. They weren't really interested in what Devon Archer had to say. So let's hear from the Democrat point of view as to how powerful or not was Devon Archer's testimony.
There's no connection in any bank records, in any recollection, in any testimony between President Biden and his son Hunter's business dealings that, like many people, Hunter spoke with his father every day and would often occasionally put his father on to say hello to whomever he happened to be caught at dinner with. And Mr. Archer clarified that was sometimes people that they were they were trying to do business with, and it was sometimes friends or other social engagements. Happy to take a couple questions.
Congressman Goldman, yes. So there are Republican allegations that the Bidens received money through shell companies. Did Archer talk about those? Did he verify those allegations?
There is no evidence that anyone other than Hunter Biden received any money in connection with the business transactions with Devon Archer.
So to confirm, you're saying that the speakerphone conversations, they don't seem concerning to you because there was no specifics about business, and it just seemed like
it was clear that it was part of the daily conversations that Hunter Biden had with his father, and it was and sounded like most of the time now President Biden didn't even know who the people he was at dinner. He was just asked to say hello. And he would, talk about the way he described it several times. They asked over and over and over. He described what the weather was, what's going on your end. The witness was very, very consistent that none of those conversations ever had to do with any business dealings or transactions. They were purely what he called casual conversations.
Doesn't that contradict the president's statement saying that he never talked to any of Hunter Biden business associates? Clearly he talked, whether about the weather or whatever, but he said specifically that he's never talked to them. Doesn't this contradict them?
I don't know what his comment is, and if we're gonna, I don't think that's what he said. He never said that he has never spoken to anyone. He said that he had nothing to do with Hunter Biden's business dealings. If he says hello to someone that he sees his son with, is he supposed to say, "Hi, son"? Oh, no, I'm not going to say hello to the other people at the table or the other people on the phone. It's kind of a preposterous premise to think that a father should not say hello to people that the son is at dinner with, and that is literally all the evidence is.
Was this like a party trick that Hunter Biden used to impress the people he was with, whether they were friends or business associates?
No, the witness, Mr. Archer, was very clear that Hunter spoke to his father every day. And he indicated that he approximated about 20 times over the course of his 10-year business relationship that he had with Mr. Biden, with Hunter Biden, which would be about twice a year, that Hunter would put his father on speakerphone with whomever was at dinner, and there was no indication that he had any idea who was at dinner with them. It was just to say, "Hello, I'm at dinner here," and there was nothing related to his business dealings.
Why was he doing that? Was it just to say, "Look, I can get my dad on the phone, check it out"?
I don't know. He picked up the phone at dinner when his dad called him, and he was at dinner.
Who were some of those?
So there's no conflicts of interest?
Was Lotreski one of those?
There's no conflicts of interest with President Biden when he was vice president and now, as it pertains to Archer's testimony about Hunter?
There is not a shred of evidence of a single conflict of interest of President Biden ever doing anything in connection or in relation to Hunter Biden's business ventures other than advocating for the removal of a prosecutor general who was advantageous to Burisma. The only evidence we have right now of any official action by President Biden in connection to Hunter Biden's business interests is bad for Hunter Biden's business interests.
How is that not a conflict of interest?
Can you explain more on Burisma?
How is that not a conflict of interest? Because it had nothing to do with. It had nothing to do. What?
Why was it not?
It had nothing. It was not done in furtherance of that. It was done because President Biden has a tremendous amount of integrity and respect. And if you ask any of the State Department witnesses who have dealt with President Biden, then President Biden in Ukraine and elsewhere, they will all say, every single one of the first impeachment witnesses will all say that Vice President Biden was a man of the highest integrity who only advocated on behalf of the United States. Let's not let the Republican projection, because Donald Trump has used his perch and his power purely for his own personal gain, make everybody think that that's normal. That's not normal. And unless there's any evidence, and we have seen none, and we have heard a lot of accusations and we have seen no evidence, somehow connecting President Biden to anything that his private citizen son is doing, then we need to move on, and this investigation is a complete waste of time.
Thank you, guys. A complete waste of time. So basically, what he was saying was that Joe Biden only called 20 times, and it was just so happens when Hunter had business deals and stuff like that, and had important people on the phone. His dad would just call on occasion, and all he talked about was the weather. Hey, son, how's the weather in Ukraine? That's all they talked about. And it happened 20 times, and there was no harm. There was no implication. There was no coercion or anything like that. That this guy can call the vice president and can help us out all the time. I mean, did you really expect him to say, "I'm gonna, move things out of the way if you just pay me the money? I'm going to make it easier for you to do business in the United States. You just up the money on a phone call when he doesn't know who the hell's on the other line." He's not going to say that. All he needs to just say, "Hey, I'm Joe Biden. That's my son Hunter. Take good care of him." That's all. Oh yeah, and how's the weather? That's all you need to say. I mean, what did Hunter Biden bring to the table? Other than his father. That's why I had his father call. What was the conversation right after Joe Biden hung up? Do you think it went back to like, hey, maybe we should use steam to extract shale oil out of the Donbass region? Or do you think it was more likely, I know a pimp in Kiev who makes sure that all the hookers are over 18 this time? Which do you think it was? How do you think they even found Hunter? I mean, what do you think? It was maybe his connections to Joe Biden, or maybe it was his LinkedIn profile, which I'm sure was top notch. Maybe it was that. That's why they found Hunter Biden to be such an influential must-get for their business in Ukraine and Burisma. I don't know. That's just my guess. But that's my comment. What's yours? Like, share, comment, and subscribe.